Hey guys, it's Julian here again. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that I'm sure a lot of people are dealing with, or they could be dealing with it in the future, and that has to do with fear. Zig Ziglar said it best when he said fear is false evidence appearing real, and that's exactly what it is. And today I'm going to be talking about the 3 most common fears that I see people dealing with in today's world, and I'm also going to be talking about the 6 steps you could take to help overcome virtually any fear that you have. So of course we all know fear has to do with negative thoughts and or emotions. They're basically all emotions, and I'll touch on that a little bit on the steps to take to help overcome them. So we all know that fear leads to immune system problems, which could affect our cardiovascular system. It also accelerates our aging process, and it also leads to premature death. So it's very important that you guys take a listen and make sure you guys take the necessary steps to help benefit your lives. So the first fear I'm going to talk about is the fear of criticism. And today's world, we live in a social media world where everything is public. There's no longer any privacy. Everything we post is online. From the people we know to the places we work, to the things we do, everything is all on the internet now. So there's literally no privacy. And with that comes a lot of fear of criticism, which is the fear of being judged. I know a lot of people are afraid of doing things that they would like to do because they're afraid of what somebody else might say, or they're afraid of creating videos and talking about something that they truly believe in because there's a fear that's holding them back, different things like that. The second fear has to do with rejection. That's basically getting the fear of people not accepting or something not being accepting of what you want to do or what you want to be. So that's the second one. The third one is the fear of death. That one's pretty straightforward, and that one's also a big one that no one wants to really talk about because of fear of kickback. But fear has to do with, the fear of death has to do with the fear of thinking that you don't have enough time in your life anymore. You're getting towards the end of your road, which of course is certainly not the case, but still people fear these types of things. So with those 3 fears, I'm going to talk about the 6 steps you could take on how to overcome those fears and how you could beat them once and for all. So the first thing you got to do is identify the fear. So we'll use the example of public speaking. Let's say you want to do public speaking. Well, you got to identify what you're going to do or what you want to do that begins the fear. So let's say you have the thought, oh, I would like to do public speaking. Well, that's the first part, to identify that fear. The second step is to acknowledge what the core fear is. So you're not necessarily afraid of being in front of people and talking. You're afraid of being in front of people and that they're going to judge you or they're going to reject what you have to say. So that's where you got to realize what the core fear is. People make these surface level fears, and they say, well, I'm just afraid of public speaking. When it's really, you're not afraid of public speaking. You're afraid that you're going to be criticized or that you're going to be judged in a particular way. So the third thing you got to do is accept the signal. Whenever you think of what you want to do and it brings you fear, well, fear is associated with some type of negative emotion, whether that's anxiousness, frustration, anger, one of those types of negative emotions. You got to realize that those are signals that your mind and body is pointing out to you that you got to pay attention to what's going on inside. So the fourth thing you got to do is you got to get confident of what you can do to take control of the situation. So let's take public speaking, for example. Let's say you want to do that and you're afraid. Well, what you can do in this situation is go online, look at tips of what people have done to take the first steps in public speaking. Now, the key to this is finding things that you could do that will make you responsible, not other people. So you got to get confident of what you can do. The fifth thing you got to do is you got to be certain that you're going to be able to overcome those negative thoughts or those fears. Because if you do something with a half mindset, do you really think you're going to be able to overcome those fears or any other fears that come up? Probably not. So you have to be 100% certain that what you're doing is going to be effective and you're ultimately going to get over what you want to get over. So the 6th thing you got to do, and this one's a big one, you got to get excited and you got to take massive action. So once you do those first 5 steps, the last thing to do is to get excited and really take action. Plan your next move. Whether that be joining a club that shows you how to public speak, or if you want to learn a new skill, you could join a group of new people, or you could take on something that you've been looking to do. So those are the 6 things, the 6 steps I want to talk to you guys about. Hopefully you guys could apply this to your own lives. It's yours to steal, it's yours to share. So until next time, guys, always remember who you are and what you stand for.